Hello, how are you? Some darkest implications in My Hero Academia. While My Hero Academia celebrates heroism, some of its themes and quirks hint at darker elements in its world than fans would initially expect. If you love the world of anime, be sure to subscribe and set the bell to all. Let's start the video. Eri was tortured by Chisaki. When fans first meet Eri, she is a 6-year-old girl who is under the care of Kai Chisaki and is later revealed to be in an abusive situation. In her first appearance, her arms are covered in bandages, and she appears fearful of Chisaki despite ultimately returning with him under threat. While it becomes clear that Chisaki was performing experiments on Eri using her blood to harness the abilities of her quirk, the extent of her abuse was never fully disclosed. Fans may never know the full story of Eri's torture under Chisaki's care, and it's probably better that way. There seemed to be no limit to what Chisaki would do to her for the sake of utilizing her quirk. People are forced into quirk marriages. As discussed in the series, forced and arranged quirk marriages are prevalent in My Hero Academia's universe. This is best seen through the Todoroki family, as Enji seemed to have forced Rei to marry him for the sake of creating children with superior quirks. It's unknown how many other arranged and forced marriages there are, but it certainly opens the door to a realm of dark possibilities involving creating children with specialized quirks. This would imply that there may be a trafficking ring based on producing children with optimal quirks, which is a disturbing possibility to consider. Quirks are automatically perceived as good or bad. In addition to discrimination based on appearances, there is also rampant discrimination based on prejudiced perspectives of quirks. People are often judged by what their quirk is rather than by their actions. There is a strong dichotomy between characters with heroic quirks and villainous quirks, and their treatment by society is dependent on where their quirk falls. Rather than judging people based on how they use their quirks, quirks are automatically assigned as good or evil, which isn't fair to the characters wielding them. Fans see those with so-called villainous quirks become villainous, not because of their inherent quirks, but because of how society treats them due to their quirks, which is cruel and unjust. Stain's ideology wasn't necessarily wrong. While the anti-hero Stain went about his ideology in the wrong way, it's not wrong to say he had the right idea. At his core, Stain believed that it was wrong for people to become heroes simply for fame and money. Many fans understand his point, even if they don't agree with murdering those who are unworthy of being called a hero by Stain's definition. Still, My Hero Academia seems to frame his thinking as wrong, with his ideology being shown as a controversy rather than a truth. Instead, it's concerning that more people didn't agree with his ideology and beliefs, minus the murder, of course. Quirks have the ability to destroy the world. In a world filled with people who have superpowers, it's amazing that there hasn't been a war yet to the extent that's currently happening in the series. There is an imbalance with quirks, with some being incredibly strong and others pathetically weak. Making things worse, My Hero Academia's society is run by the ideology that the strongest, most heroic quirks run the world. In this society, with the quirks, fans currently see all for one wield. It's unbelievable that there hasn't been an uprising of other similarly strong quirks in the wrong hands. Horikoshi has set up a world where it's possible for one singular quirk to destroy the world, and it's absolutely possible that a bigger, more powerful quirk in the hands of a villain can still rise. Other countries won't help Japan. In the manga, fans have already gotten glimpses of the world outside of Japan, and it's not promising. Most other countries have denied Japan aid despite the crisis currently happening in the country, as they are desperate to keep their heroes at home to protect their own countries. This is a frightening scenario, as the strongest quirks and fighters working together will likely be needed to take down all for one. The lack of aid and support for another suffering country is disturbing, though not unrealistic. Fans can only hope that the world realizes that soon. So thank you for watching this video and devoting your valuable time to us. If you want to see our other videos, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. Goodbye until another video from AnimeVid.